In the big Bilge Tank, we'll keep you in the know. In the big Bilge Tank, we'll fix your techie woes.
And we'll break things and we'll make things till we're all together raking, and
We'll raise a cup of grog down in the big Bilge Tank. In the big Bilge Tank, come and join our pirate crew. In the big Bilge Tank,
We will show you what to do.
and we'll hack it till we crack it.
and we'll tell the world about it and forget to tidy up.
That's why it's now a Bilge Tank.
Hello and welcome to episode 100 of the Bilge Tank, live from Sheffield on Sea.
Whoa, whoa,
Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa,
whoa. We should have said that. Anyway, woo!
We all have lots of... Sandy's been working very hard making balloon hats and animals and just generally serious business, as usual.
Yeah. Emma as well.
And Emma's, what did Emma make?
The
We should have
balloon
had a competition.
arch.
Balloon rainbow arch.
Oh, that's
She curated
nice.
a selection of inflatable animals. Yeah.
Oh, that's a face.
Is that pre-printed?
I think so.
It's a total cheat. They're kind of cool.
That's kind of cool.
And we had a surprise this morning when Les sent us these, I'll just indicate with my daisy, these balloons behind me, to celebrate our 100th episode. So thank you very much, Les.
Cool.
Much
There
appreciated.
was Haribo in there as well. I stole it.
Yes.
I didn't get her.
There was only a tiny packet, it wasn't.
So, anyway, what we're going to do today, we're going to vaguely indicate some new products we got from Adafruit. Tanya and
Yes.
Phil are going to talk about their SteelCon and outreach experiences, and we're just going to kind of pontificate about the future and what Bilge Tank means to us.
Yeah, and Tanya's got a cool project that she's built that we're going to show you later. And also we're going to give away a fully assembled pirate radio kit that Sandy cuts. But you said you'd do a custom colour.
I said if they don't like the baby blue, I could do them any other pastel colour.
We will consider
Pastel.
making you a custom colour.
Any
Except yellow.
3mm colour we have in stock?
Yeah, any one that we have in stock. Okay,
We have some
that's the
gold
deal.
army.
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
Sandy wanted
That's
to make
why
that out of it
that's.
and couldn't find any.
Yeah.
Where did all the gold army go?
I don't
No
know where
idea.
the sparkly,
Rory.
shiny things went at all.
Okay, yeah,
Right.
start.
Do you want to start with SteelCon? Do you want to explain what SteelCon is?
You explain what SteelCon is.
Still, it's basically a hacker conference aimed at individual hackers and kind of people in the hacking community, and not necessarily companies about kind of information security and stuff like that. So rather than being a heavily corporate hacking conference, it's designed to be like a bit more of a informal sort of individual hacking conference. And they generally do talks about all manner of hacking things, and I managed to catch a couple, one of which was basically an Irish guy who swore a lot about XML and said the whole internet was woefully insecure and he could simply take it over by just hacking a couple of computers, and it would disseminate from there, which was actually a really riveting and fascinating and funny talk. And then another guy who talked about how SSL's ability to revoke certificates is basically just a tragic mess. Which means that if you get your SSL certificate hacked, you're stuffed. So don't do that.
Yes,
Was it
a
your
small-scale
root key?
DEF CON. It has many similarities to DEF CON.
Was it heavily security related then?
It was very heavily security related in the
It's
kind of
hackers in
main
the
tracks,
original sense rather
but
than
they pride
hackers.
themselves being very
Yeah.
child friendly because they have the child track,
Which is how I ended up there.
Tanya ended up doing
Yeah.
somehow.
Yeah. It was I can't remember. I saw a lot of people on Twitter saying how SteelCon had sold out and it was amazing, and I just thought, oh, an amazing thing. I want to be part of that, and so I kind of volunteered, and then I ended up doing. Thank you, John. doing the kids event along with a few other people who were there, and yeah, that was good fun.
Very little help. The only reason I got in was because Tanya had problems with my terrible software and I had to come fix them.
Yes.
That's true.
So yeah, if you want to get into stuff, make terrible software. So you have to go and fix. No, don't do that.
No, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
It was actually a bug.
But you had to have handcuffs to get in, didn't you?
Yes, yes, which my son discovered when I got home and thought they were the best thing ever. And he's sorry, I just read about having a balloon safety helmet. But yes, he's now just picked them up and managed to pick them straight away. Then I showed him the slightly difficult bit where you can stop them being picked, and I haven't figured out how to do that bit yet, so somebody needs to tell me how to pick the handcuffs that have a double lock on, because I haven't figured that bit out yet.
So it's like a test.
Yeah, but they have lock picking and all sorts of things, so it's about security, but it's all sorts of security, and I met up with some really nice people there who'd brought along things they'd made to challenge you as well. So there were a lot of makers within the community as well. And I've got some great ideas for next year.
We were talking about doing that for a soldering thing, weren't we? Making a challenging soldering board.
Yeah, some really nasty stuff as well, like progressively heavier ground planes and things, working up and getting that. Yeah.
So I'm going to stay down here for now, just for a little bit.
Just for a bit.
Maybe rotate your hats. Like.
We could just pop it.
I've adjusted it vertically so that it now clears Tanya's head. Just barely. Just barely. Let's test.
Try.
See, that's not unnerving at all, is it?
Tanya looks completely comfortable.
You got me for the back of the head. Thanks. Right, so yeah.
You have shiny things to show.
I
Really shiny things.
do. Screensavers. John, it's still hitting me.
I'm going to take this off.
Okay.
Causing
I'm
much
going to
grief.
drink this before it's
You drink your grog.
There's still 100.
Okay. So yeah.
Their beverages against the screen. I can't reach.
You can't clink. You can clink it on the parrot.
Good clink.
Okay. Yes, people were talking about mobile pies and how to sort of take them round. And I was thinking that next week I've got a workshop in a field.
Deer shed.
In a deer shed. In the science tent. If anybody who is already going to deer shed wants to come along and say hello. It's sold out though, so if you're thinking of going now, it's too late. So, yeah, I thought an off-grid pie, a portable one that we could use in a tent in a field would be a good idea. So that's what this is. Can we swap to the pointy down camera?
Yep.
I'd like to point out that the whole of chat is just Sandy talking about how great his balloon animals are.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it.
Okay, so
I think he has an inflated sense of
you
his
can
skill.
see pie.
Is
Yeah.
this?
What?
Don't
It's
ask
a
John.
flower.
Oh, it's a nice pink flower.
Okay, Phil, get the parrot out of the way. Right, so I've got a Pi 3 here, and the Pi 3 is connected via one of our Black Hat Hacker ribbons to a broken hyperpixel.
That's for
A
the
distressed-
steampunk look,
It-
right?
It is,
Distressed
yeah.
post-apocalyptic.
Well, because I was looking at the cost of like making a portable Pi, and I was trying to keep the cost down as much as possible. So, apart from the Pi, everything else is kind of salvage. These leather bits are bits that used to be, well, didn't used to be. They were offcuts from a sofa company.
Strictly speaking, they used to be a cow, right?
What? Yeah, technically.
But they've been through some processes since.
Yeah.
So it's,
They didn't make the cut for sofas. Is what we're saying.
A power bank from Poundland. Their cable was out of, I don't know, a return I think that we had. And the hyperpixel, as you can see, it's got some tears across, so it's one that we couldn't sell. So
did not pass testing.
it did not pass testing. But if you had to buy your own hyperpixel, obviously that's going to up the cost a bit. But I used the Pico Hacker that we had last week, and it's inside here, which is turning. Did you just? You're not even drinking grog.
So close.
Yeah.
And so that's under there, and I'm using that to turn it the other way around. And so I can use my hyperpixel if I click on it correctly.
It's good to know the hyperpixel works through a ribbon cable. Actually, someone was asking on either Twitter or the forums about that.
I think it was, yeah. So I've also cheated and used a wireless keyboard, which again is just a sample one that we had knocking around. Oh, it's loaded already. I didn't need the keyboard. Okay. And so I can connect to my Flotilla dock when I'm doing a workshop, and I can, hopefully, dun dun dun, live action, I can look for the things that are connected. You get a Flotilla demo as well. There's the slider,
Wow.
and I can make the slider move the motor backwards.
I love that hyperpixel is big enough to have the flotilla or any coding on it.
We did.
It helps if you sharpen
Yeah.
your fingers
It's the
first.
same resolution as the official Pi touchscreen, and we did take that into account. The official Pi touchscreen, that is, when creating Flotilla.
So,
That was the least possible gap to squeeze it in.
so when I do my workshops, I can technically walk around with this. I'll strap it on my wrist later when someone else is doing
I
something.
thought it goes a bit flickery when you drag it along the table.
It does go flickery when I drag it along the table because it is a reject hyperpixel. But as you can see, when I slide the slider, the motor goes round. Yay!
That's pretty cool.
But Flotilla was what I was using at SteelCon,
Like-
and
Like a really slow Inspector Gadget.
yeah,
Go,
that's
go,
true.
Gadget motor!
Yeah. do you know, I've already had somebody email me this morning asking to get some more flotilla because of the workshops at SteelCon.
That's cool.
That was good.
Result.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something we haven't done enough of yet.
Yeah.
But you're working to change that, aren't you, Tanya?
The more I play.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. And yes, the browser can go full screen, Ian, but I just haven't done a
Just
thing.
F11.
I think it turns out we're all
Well, you can F11.
we all do a certain amount of software, and we all
Yeah, I don't
do
know where
product
it belongs.
design, but the outreach stuff we're not so good at.
No, and
Or
I
telling
mean, to be
people.
fair, it takes a lot of time. You can't.
Yeah.
It's not like you just turn up and do something for half an hour and go. There's a lot of prep. And
Really?
Yeah.
That's what I do. Yeah, that's why
that's
it hasn't
why
been
it's working
working,
for Tanya,
right? Yeah.
But yeah, it does take a lot of time. So it's
It-
necessary for us to have someone dedicated.
It does
to
take a
doing
lot
it.
of time, but who else is going to cut these beautiful things?
Indeed.
Anyway, so over to someone else.
That's very cool. And the
play
way
with
it's
that.
designed is so you can wear it on your wrist, right? A bit like
Yeah.
a Pip-Boy.
You're
Like a
gonna
Pip-Boy,
demonstrate
it's
that, yeah.
nowhere near as polished as a Pip-Boy. It's just me playing with junk. But it was me playing with junk to solve a problem, which is what we should do. But yeah,
Yeah.
so
How heavy is it?
remarkably not as heavy as you think it would be. I've realised that I'm wearing my watch, which isn't a good start. So, but yeah, that's such a suspicious noise. My leatherworking skills are rudimentary, but it does what I wanted it to. This is why I'm not allowed on here with you, isn't it, Phil? Because noises.
Okay, so you strapped it around your wrist, and then
Sorry,
you have a
yeah.
second.
Oh,
Panel.
yeah, I made this panel separate so that if you wanted to switch it out and put 0 on, you could put 0 on.
Okay.
But I use the 3 because it runs a bit faster when I'm doing workshops. So.
Especially for flotilla and
For
web
flotilla, yeah.
stuff.
And
Yeah.
also children just are remarkably patient, but not that patient.
Gives
So,
it layers as well, which is nice.
yeah. And then I realised I was catching it on stuff, so I made like a little flap that just covers it as well. But there we go. And then there should be a pocket up there for that, which is easier to put in when it's not all plugged in.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Fully mobile.
Fully
Raspberry Pi,
mobile.
flotilla.
Raspberry Pi.
Set.
Yeah, I've got all the USB
Amazing.
ports at the front now, so you can just go around and check things, do stuff.
Steal people's USB sticks, download their files, infiltrate the CIA.
Yeah.
Usual stuff.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Cool.
I love that in about 3 months you've made more complete, awesome projects than I've managed in about 10 years.
They're complete, but they're not polished. I don't do polished.
I think
Polished
it depends on where you draw the line, right? To me, they're like aces. They're great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not finished ever, are they? That's the thing. Never
Nothing's
finished.
ever finished.
Nothing's ever finished.
Maxine is getting more add-ons as time goes by.
She is. She got a dress this week, but
Yeah.
Oh, the e-paper dress. That was kind of cool.
it
Find
was.
that.
It was a dress. It was.
This is inspired by the full e-paper dress, right? The
Yeah,
thing that
there's
was
this
tweeted
amazing
recently.
dress.
Fully paper
There you go. Do you want to stick it on
this is
the
amazing.
tablet?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So effectively, you took an inky fat and kind of made it into a panel of the
Yeah,
outfit.
I was just messing around. It wasn't like a kind of like proper avant-garde outfit. It was just
Yet.
yet. I don't know. It was called "I'm procrastinating when I should be writing some documentation."
Mhm.
Excellent.
But it's good procrastination in its own special way.
Yeah.
Cool.
Right. So how long does your wristband run on that power bank? Roughly.
We could probably guess actually. What's the capacity of the power bank? Is it like
It's a power
1200?
This one's 1,000.
1,000?
Is it a 12?
What's the actual
1,200,
capacity?
yeah.
1200. So it should last about 3 hours fully charged.
I'd give
Maybe
it
a bit less with the
2
screen
hours.
backlight. so
2
yeah,
hours
maybe
because
two.
of the screen and powering flotilla as well.
If you're doing motors and stuff,
Yeah.
then yeah, it could be
So
quite a lot
I'd say
more.
about 2 hours on a 1,200.
Useful.
So I wouldn't want anything less than that really. But I've got an 8,000 one that I power it off if I'm doing
Modern terms.
big things. Big things, yeah.
Smart.
So yeah, I was. We're going to chat a bit about just show off the products that have appeared from Adafruit recently, because there has been quite a few.
New stuffs.
Yeah.
I stole your black Adafruit box to block out the blinky lights.
Sorry, you can't have
I'm
it.
driving at least one person crazy.
We've got. I think I picked up the wrong one. Someone's picked up the wrong
Oh
one.
yeah, I didn't get the huzzah. Sorry.
Is this which one are we showing? That's the new one, isn't it?
Yeah, the Hussar is the ESP32 version of the Feather.
Smart. They look the same.
There's been a kind of flurry of ESP32 at the moment.
Well, I suppose it's just long enough after it's kind of released that it's now available. People have had time to play with it, understand it better,
We've seen it
integrate
pop up in surprising places.
Yes,
as a viable thing, which is good.
Absolutely. But I mean, it's a cool module. I suspect they learnt a lot from the 8266, which was
Yeah.
always kind of awesome for the price, but not totally awesome in a lot of respects.
It was lacking in certain features.
Yeah, and the Wi-Fi was okay, but yeah, it's very interesting that ESP32 is potentially a great platform, especially for those kind of short-run products, that kind of 100 to 10,000 units kind of space, where you need something that's kind of pre-built, reasonably easy to work with, and doesn't cost a bomb. You buy them for like $4 individually from China, can't you?
Yeah.
The raw module, which you can't really work with easily as a hobbyist because it's not 0.1 inch pitch.
Yeah.
But people like Adafruit, and I guess Spartan, and probably us in the future, are starting to put that module onto boards that then can be breadboarded and prototyped with much more easily.
Yeah,
So
but
that's
how do you program it?
This guy, I think it's very similar to the other one. I mean, do you mean how do you program it?
Yeah,
or how do you program
what's
it?
the kind of language? What's the kind of binaries?
Generally, I'd say it's probably C, C++, but they have a full dev kit for it, effectively, which is the same as the 8266 had. But you download their dev kit and their build environment, then you can start writing code for it.
But it's 10 minutes, somebody will make it Arduino compatible anyway.
Almost. Because I think basically Arduino compatible means adding a header file that has digital read, digital write in it, and then calling it a day. So, I mean, it's a bit more involved than that, but Arduino compatibility is not that difficult to achieve, I don't think. The interesting thing is that obviously these guys aren't ARM chips, they're MIPS based, I think, which is, that's the bit that's maybe a bit weird for people. People are very comfortable. MIPS is just another architecture, effectively. So like you have Intel's x86 and you have ARM, you have MIPS.
Oh, okay.
But it's nearly everything's ARM these days. I guess MIPS you don't pay a license fee? I don't know. No idea.
Yeah.
Which would keep the cost down for something that's about low cost, I guess.
Yeah.
But
They had it lying around and they can make a cheap part of it.
pretty much.
Yeah.
But Adafruit's new ESP32 Feather is probably the nicest board we've seen so far for playing with it, because you get things like the LiPo power with charge functionality. So it's immediately ready for kind of those mobile projects and things, which is always useful. So check it out. Have a play with an ESP32.
Cool. Next.
Oh, and we have the wrong product, but it looks something like that.
Yeah, that's because I want to use the M0 one. The M0 is
Quite
pretty
small,
recent as well,
basically,
which
quite
is
small.
an ARM.
Yeah, this is basically just a higher powered kind of feather-based board to their AVR ones, isn't it? So
Yeah,
it's like.
but I think it's built for MicroPython, especially CircuitPython.
Oh, is this got CircuitPython on it? Right, like the we look at the Metro next then, because that's basically the same core, so probably the same stuff.
Okay.
So CircuitPython is Adafruit's name for their own MicroPython implementation.
Yeah.
Or tweak, whatever.
I totally said we should talk to Nicholas Tollerby as well.
Who's that?
MicroPython person did the good stuff for the micro bit as well to make it MicroPython.
Ah, right, okay, yeah.
His name comes up a lot with good works.
Cool. So alongside the Feather, we also have the Adafruit Metro M0, which is... Oh, we weren't talking about the M0. Anyway, we have the Adafruit Metro M0. This is effectively an Arduino format board, so similar to the Uno or the Leonardo.
Yeah.
But it has an aRmS M0 core and runs CircuitPython. So basically you can get straight onto this and start writing Python code. Yay!
Yeah.
Awesome stuff.
Cool.
Oh, they're using one of the aRmS SAM chips
Yeah.
for the ARM stuff.
Sweet.
Nice.
Next.
Shall we have displays?
Yep.
What's in the box? What's in the
Adafruit have
box?
always done a lot of displays.
What's in the box?
which are cool.
Shiny thing.
Do you want to open that one up?
Go on then,
So
you get
this
to open
is
it.
the 0.96 TFT colour display. So
Yeah.
it's just a
How do I open it?
super tiny display, like thumb sized, finger sized display.
Ooh,
Quite high res.
You could turn this into
Sharp
really
memory
ungainly
display.
fingernails.
You could indeed.
You rip off
Um,
the tabs.
And this is SPI based,
So small.
so that's kind of useful.
Yep.
So small.
Does it have
160 by 80.
which is quite high res for this size.
Yep.
That's quite nice. Lovely. Have you noticed it's on a black PCB?
Yeah, they do this thing.
Ah,
They're still using the Eagle font, which
outrageous. And then this is one of the really popular Adafruit products recently, which is the Adafruit OLED bonnet for Pi Zero. So this is super cool. Should we get this on close up?
Yep.
I'm going to rip this off because then I can keep it. There we go.
Whoa,
It's not
what
going
do you
back
think
into
I got
stock.
it out of stock for? Dude.
Choices.
Fight.
Phil, Tanya, put your parrot down, Phil. So
No, I love him.
effectively,
He's mine forever.
if you've
A
seen
new
the
friend.
Arduboy and kind of like that idea of developing games in a really restricted screen,
this is
so kind of
very
monochrome,
cool.
low resolution, then
It's upside down.
oh yeah, it is upside down.
A
This is a great
5-way
accompaniment.
nap as well with a click button.
Great accompaniment to the Pi Zero or Pi Zero W. So you can make yourself a tiny little mobile gaming console thing.
Nice little joystick that.
It's all right, isn't it? Yeah, it's not bad.
This one doesn't have any tricky buttons.
And it's pre-assembled with the header and everything, so tidy.
Good to go.
Yep.
We like the bonnet. It's been very popular. It's quite hard to keep in stock.
Yeah, the
can see
Joy
why.
bonnet as well.
Which is the little tiny OLED.
No, that's just the controls,
just
isn't
the
it?
controls. Yes, you're
Yeah.
right. Yeah, they've got the bonnet and the Joy bonnet,
Yep.
which does not have
The
the
OLED bonnet and the Joy
Black
bonnet.
bits from the hat now.
Do-do-do-do.
Glitter. You've been glittered. It's all up your
Oh,
arms.
Very
Oh.
gothic glitter.
Yeah. There we go. So the Joy bonnet has better controls because it has an analog stick, doesn't it? As
Yep.
well as select start and a kind of D-pad or ABXY style set
Mhm.
of buttons.
It's got the full NES
I
control
really,
set.
I really like this little OLED one because it basically lets you do that kind of Arduboy stuff, but on a Pi,
Yep.
which is cool.
And it's vanished.
And it's mine now.
It has vanished.
Bill Howard.
I got this little one out.
And then last
Okay.
up is another display, which is one of the
Is it the
Sharp
Sharp
memory.
memory
LCDs.
Sharp.
These are trans-reflective LCD displays, so they don't
Yep.
have any sort of backlight. They're great for reading in sunlight or bright conditions. I believe they also retain the image when power's disconnected. So I'm not quite sure how they do that.
That preview image is mad.
It's basically a
That
mirror.
text,
The what?
quite
Oh,
high
this?
resolution.
Yeah.
You zoom in. Oh, good grief.
And that's on something that's
You can make
Not very
yourself
big.
the
size of my
smallest
finger.
ebook reader
It's a
ever.
stamp size, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Actual
Big
size.
stamp.
Sorry, it helps if I can get it in. The
Yep. It's got the green stuff on there, but that's just a protective covering.
Is that going to fall off?
You can pull it off if you want. You can peel it off.
Actually, I think I'm wrong. I don't think it retains the image. I
It's
think
just very low power to keep the image.
Yeah,
4
trans-reflective.
microamperes.
Microamperes? My
Mm.
word. Oh yeah, so it does. At 1 hertz refresh. Yeah, that's pretty insane.
Mm.
Very cool.
Okay,
Sweet.
I can't peel the green off.
Don't
I'm
peel the
failing.
green.
I'm not going to peel the green off.
It's the nails all over again.
Don't even.
Really?
I cleaned the
it.
machine this morning. I shouldn't have.
Okay.
We can lose the overlays.
Okay, fine.
My power.
Take away my fun.
It's not
Sorry.
your back.
This
It's
dog
not
at the
your
front is kind of scaring me. It's been
This guy?
staring accusingly at people all show.
back. It's the tail.
Sandy made a very judgy poodle.
Very judgy.
Okay, right. Is that everything we got? I said we were going to talk about kind of future plans for Bilge Tank.
Oh, well
Because
we've got a few
touch
things
wood.
coming up, haven't we?
Touch wood.
Touch wood.
We will be getting kind of Pimoroni Ship 2 for the fleet, won't we, soon?
We are planning to open another building in Sheffield. It's about 500 metres away from this one,
Yep.
and move parts of what we're doing there to accommodate some new production equipment we're bringing in.
Yep.
And as part of that, it means we're actually going to open up about 1,000 square foot room, I want to reply,
Yeah.
which will become dedicated for filming, basically. So the Bilge Tank will
Creativity.
move in there, and we'll set up some different corners for doing different types of content.
Yeah.
And yeah, it could be cool.
Maybe we start doing kind of edited video and things.
Maybe. Definitely going to experiment and see what works. So.
First, we get the building, because we've been looking for somewhere new. We've outgrown this place after 2 years, and have been hanging on for dear life for a year. That's why we built the mezzanine, because we're still like growing massively fast. Yeah. Anyway, so look out for future things, and we look forward to the next 2 years of Bilge Tank.
Definitely. There's a couple of people asking when larger dual colour e-ink display is going to come out.
Yep.
We're currently trying to figure out a slight issue with the display on the Inky Bat. We think we've cracked it. Something to do with the way that the software was talking to the panel.
Okay,
So
cool.
once we're comfortable with that, then we'll start releasing the larger panels. But until then,
Yep.
they won't come out.
Get the new products just kind of slick and shiny.
That's it. Well,
Yeah.
it happens sometimes, doesn't it?
If anyone does have problems, get in touch with Sport as usual. We're there. We got your back.
Yes.
Pirate's got your back always. Yep.
Don't forget to like.
Comment.
And subscribe.
And force your friends to watch on their YouTube account so our stats go even higher.
Oh
Just-
yeah.
Just give Bilge Tank to a small child and let them marathon through it 7 or 8 times.
Yeah, They'll watch anything.
They will.
And slow TV is all the rage these days.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
See you next week, folks.
Bye.